This car stopped at what sort of the battery light came on, then the power steering stopped, and eventually the car stopped, all in a space of about 10 minutes. So sort of the symptoms of an alternator down there. The symptoms of an alternator failing. But it's strange, I've had the battery on charge and I took it off charge, and it's 9.5 volts, so this sounds like the battery isn't too good either. So I'll do a bit more testing. I'll start the car up and see what the battery voltage does. Well, that's interesting because that's indicating that I've got a charger here but it's not plugged in. It's indicating that the alternator is working because it's gone from 9.5 to 11.5 volts. So whereas I was thinking it was the alternator, and now I'm not sure about the battery. If it was just the battery, I'll turn the engine off. If it was just the battery, then it shouldn't have stopped, because the car should have kept running just on the alternator. And when the car's running, all the electricity that the car needs to run comes from the alternator, not the battery. The battery's pretty much only there for starting. Yeah, you know, if you haven't got the engine running, it runs the clock and the radio and all that crap too. But under normal use, batteries for starting, alternators for running. So I'm not too sure what's going on, to be honest. So now it's gone 11.9. I just do wonder whether one of the probes wasn't in properly. Look at that. Trouble with I don't have good clamp on probes for my multimeter. I've managed to clamp them onto the charge clamp, so I'll keep an eye on that, see what happens to the voltage. Because like I said, all the symptoms are that it's the alternator, but this the low battery voltage after sitting for an hour or so concerned me a bit, and then the fact that it jumped up quickly when I started it. So I may have confused my fault finding with some shitty connections, so I'll see how it goes. I also point out that sometimes alternator problems can sort of come and go as the brushes get worn. So sometimes you'll see like the battery light coming on and going off, coming on, going off. That's often a sign that the brushes are wearing out. And on a certain angle they'll contact, and others they won't. So it may be doing that too. So I'm still suspicious of the alternator. Right, so it's been an hour or so and it's still 11.9, so I'm pretty sure I had dodgy connections the first time. So there's a trap for don't make rash decisions, because it could be something else. Could be a problem with your diagnosis. Anyway, so I still think it's the alternator. 11.92, it's not bad. The battery's been on charge for quite a while. It's not on charge now. So I'll start the car and see what the voltage does. So 11.4-ish. So it's gone down, and it's going down slowly, and I expect it will keep on going down until eventually the engine will stop. I won't take it that far down. 11.36, 35. It is going down fairly slowly, but the point is that voltage now should be at least going up, and it should be around about 14 volts, 13.5, 14 volts. So to me, that's pretty conclusive that it's the alternator. And there's nothing wrong. It's spinning. Obviously, if that belt was broken, the alternator wouldn't be spinning. So it's not that. The belt's fine. Well, the belt's not fine. It's a bit old, but it's working. Now 11.3, so it's gone down about 0.1 of a volt in a few minutes, so it'll keep going down. I could turn the headlights on. Yeah, 11 volts going down. Going down now, 10.9. Definitely alternator. Now I won't video taking the alternator out. There's a good video I found on YouTube. I'll just put a link to that on the bottom. It's a good thing about YouTube. There's a lot of good info on there. That's where it was. It wasn't too hard to get out. There's the plastic intake manifold. You know, seems to work. One casualty, cheap 14mm ring spanner or combo spanner. There it is, new one. The moment of truth. That's better, 14 volts. That's what it should be, around about. That's with the lid on.